Hey students, you can see now that we have matching irons. Now this is what I was talking about. Do you see where this turns real nice? It turns, it flips, and it's got a little flip right here. If I don't want it to turn, then I move that up. Hang on, that means on and off. Right here it is. Okay, so if I don't want it to turn, I move it down. See, it's no longer turning. I like it to turn. Same thing with this. This one I believe just automatically turns whether you want it to or not. The only option that you have is there. So it's exactly like yours. Turn it on or off, and then it's got a thermostat that you can put the thermostat on. So this one's just like yours, and you can see that it's got the resting angle here. So if you put it down, you want that up. And look at just how much easier it is for me to turn with this one because the barrel part turns. I don't have to worry so much. I can hold it better. It's smaller. For me, it moves. Now you guys decide, do you want this to turn or not? That's up to you. You insert the fingers, you click, you go in, put it up, click twice, all of that. Everything that I taught you with the other one, but this is so much easier. So anyways, I want to put this down because I've already done it. I've already done a full head of curls. So I'm just going to set this down right here for now. And I've already done a full set. Taking it down from the vertex to the center nape, and I did each side, did the flat part, and I split the top down the middle for a reason. Because today, once I take these curls out, you're going to be doing the Gibson style, which is this, and this is kind of a rough sketch on it. I told you guys to Google what a Gibson style looks like, but you're going to see that it is at a slight angle. When we're finished, it's going to look like she kind of has, I want to call it almost a tire around there, but it's going to all come to the center crown. This is done with back combing, or teasing, or matting, or cushioning. All means the same thing. The variable is going to be on how tight you get it. So today you're going to be learning how to back comb. There's a variety of tools that you can use for this. The first thing I want to teach you, and I'm going to take the clips out as I'm talking. The first thing I want to teach you is which brush to use, how to brush it out. So I'm taking them all out of the back right now. So getting all the little clips out so that I can brush it. And you can see that the curls are in there, that's for sure. And the curls that's on base. And you'll learn the different bases later, especially once we get into the rollers. You can see them a lot better with the rollers. But as soon as that back order comes in, I know they're back ordered right now. But like I told you, students, we're making history. We're doing everything online because of the COVID pandemic, where we have to learn all of this. So not too many people get to learn everything about cosmetology online, every little detail. They usually just see stuff. Okay, I got a few more clips, and what we're going to be doing, I'm going to show you the different brushes to use, but once I start back combing, teasing, matting, or cushioning, the one thing that we're going to do is I'll start it to show you how, and then we'll click off for a while, and then you'll see the finished product. But there's going to be certain specifics that you're going to look for. If you do it right, it'll be a smooth back comb. It's just going to look like it's just really tangled inside. But if you do it wrong, when you pull it up, you're going to get little bumps, and you'll see that. What that does is it makes it harder to comb. So you can use your denim brush. The thing about the denim brush, you want to take it to the scalp, but you don't necessarily want to press it to the scalp because that hurts. You can use your vent brush. This is your vent brush. The reason it's called a vent brush is because it's opened up and vented when you use the blow dryer. The only thing about the vent brush, again, you don't want to scrape the scalp too much. The best brush to use is going to be your what's called a bristle brush. All right, you're gonna take it to the side, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna comb everything back. As I comb it back, I'm going to smooth it. But what's gonna happen that you're gonna see is that part, that split, will continue to be there. See that? So that split is still in there. So I want to brush it out and get all the curls out, just kind of smooth it out a bit. With the curling iron on this type of hair, you're not going to get a lot of curl. I mean, you know, it will curl up if you pop it up a little bit. You can use your pick. This is a pick, a hair pick, and just kind of pick it out a bit and give it a little bit more soft movement if you want. Take it back and just give her a little bit of style if you want. But what we're going to do today is we are going to tease, mat, cushion, or back comb. You want to get your styling. You can get this comb with the picks on the end. I'd rather use this later into it. Use your styling or cutting comb. You want to hold it in this form. You're going to take the hair, and because we have that split right there, you're going to take about 2-inch, 1.5-inch sections. You don't need a whole lot. All right? You want to hold it tight. You want to hold it tight enough. Don't do that to your client. You want to hold it tight enough that the hair is not going to slip out. This hair is really soft, has no product on it. I want you to learn to do it without product, because what happens is it's harder to do it without product than with. Just like I showed you with the thermal iron. When mine gets slipping, I put a little bit of hairspray, very little bit of hairspray, or the iron sticks. And if you did that and you found out that the iron was sticking, that's why, because hairspray is sticky. All right? So I'm just going to take it, I'm going to hold it. What you're going to do, the comb is going to go in. Okay, so cameraman, can you really zoom this in? Because I want the students to see it. Now, the correct method is to stay, do you see where I'm only about 1.5 inches away from the scalp? I'm going to bring it all the way down to the scalp, and I'm going to press. I'm not taking it out. I'm just leaving the tips. Do you see the tips? Bring it up, 1.5 inches, down. Take it out, not out, but just leave the tips in. And do you see that slight circular motion that I'm making? I'm doing it very slow for you to see it. Now I'll tell you, if you do this and take it out, you're going to end up with little, I call them little balls that kind of, little cushion balls that crawl up. They mess up your style. If you do it correctly, what will happen is, and then just comb those ends back up, what happens is it starts cushioning. Now you want that cushion, you'll feel it. You'll feel that cushion in there. That's why it's called cushioning. Matting, because you're matting it up. Teasing is because you're teasing it. You're going against the grain. When you tease somebody, you're going against the grain. And back combing, same thing. Now, see how smooth that is, all right? I don't have a bunch of little ball insert. And if you have that, what's going to happen is you're going to find out that it's going to not comb out as nice. So you see I'm not taking the comb out. Okay, so it should land up pretty straight. All right, I'm going to take the next section. Now I'm going to do the whole head. You're not going to see me do the whole head, but I'll do the top here, and then we're going to cut off. And then when we come back, you'll see where it's back combed all over. All right, so what I'm going to do is, oh, and this is what I want you to see. See that comb? It's inserted. I can't lift up. Watch. Not lifting up. If you have a lift up, you didn't take it all the way down. In other words, you have to take it down to the scalp to get that nice back combing or cushioning in there. If not, it's going to wiggle. Okay, so that's wiggle room, and we don't want wiggle room. Okay. Okay, now this mannequin fits a little loose on there, so, and if yours is tight on there, good. Now see, I'm going, and it takes practice, all right? Each one goes all the way down. Each one goes all the way down. Once I feel that cushioning, then I start to see how far up I am on the cushion now. I'm not down at the scalp anymore. I'm into the cushioning. Come down. And this hair is really soft, so I'm really having to pinch it to hold it so it doesn't slide out. Now see, I'm not doing this. I'm making ovals, not circles. Ovals into it. Now look at how much higher I am now into the cushioning. See, so it's being cushioned on the bottom of that. All right? Now as it comes up, I get a little lighter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend the two. And again, it's soft. I don't have a lot of little balls in there. And again, it's in there because I cushioned all the way down to the scalp. Now once I get to the vertex, like I said, we're going to click off. You know what, I'm going to show you how to do the sides. I can always do this in a little bit. But when you do the sides, you've got to stand over and bring it out this way. You're not necessarily going to bring it up. You're going to bring it out. And I hope you can see this. I'm doing the same thing. You see how tight I'm holding that hair? It has to do because the hair itself is very soft. So I'm having to really hold it. Now let me show you if I didn't hold it tight. It would all come down. See it? See that bend like that? That's when you mess up. Don't let it bend. It's got to be held straight out. You don't necessarily have to pull the client's head, but you want to get that cushioning in there just right. Okay? Now I'm up to the top and see where I stopped on the cushioning. I could feel it. Then I'm going to bring these together and join them. All right, so I would ride the parietal line all the way around doing that. I would just back comb, because see, I'd have all this top done. Then when you do the sides, again, a vertical parting, and you're going to hold it out from the side. You're not going to hold it up. You're going to hold it out from where it grows to back comb it, or tease it, or cushion it. I'm going to put it like this so you can see it. Is it better, cameraman, that I turn it the other way, or is this all right?
This is good.
Okay, you can see it then. All right, so I'm holding it straight out. Again, I'm having to hold the hair real tight because it's very soft. Now, hair needs to be a little bit layered or a little bit damaged to do this. If you've got really, really healthy hair, it's very difficult to back comb because it's all, now see how far it goes as I travel out? A lot of that has to do when it's very healthy hair, the cuticle is too tight. In other words, it becomes resistant. Okay, so then I would take this and combine it. Okay, so you can see that it's traveling in that form. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut off. Now let me explain something else before we cut off. Let's say that I've got it all done and I've got to work on the nape. I would hold her head down and I would take it to the notch so that you're almost, and then just lock it, you know, so it's locked in there. And then let's say that I've already got that done. At the nape, again, I would hold it out. See, the nape grows down. And do you see where that's out from where it grows? So I would hold it out and then do the same thing. But remember, do not, let me turn this back up again. Now I'm going to show you the wrong way and what happens when you do it the wrong way. Okay, and it's not uncommon, all right? People want to do this. Okay, you have, it falls apart. Look at how far up that comb comes. So you're not going to have the cushioning, you're not going to have the lift. The thing that's hard is I'm doing it, okay, is I've been doing it for so long, it's hard to do it wrong. So I'm going to, because that's not bad other than the cushioning. So I'm going to tighten this up. See? Don't do that. Because you're going to end up, when you feel it, you end up with little hard balls in there. So be very careful about that, all right? So if you do that, make sure, the reason that's happening is because you're pulling it out and then you're building a base here, and then you're building another base here, and then you're building another base here, and it creates little hard spots in there. So when you get ready to comb it back, it's not going to be smooth. So what we're going to do right now, you won't need to hear us click off, but we're going to click off. I'm going to back comb. When we come back, I'm going to have it all back combed, sticking out, so you can see it, and then we're going to do the Gibson girl. So make sure that you watch the back combing. Watch how it's done. Practice it. Remember, your comb cannot lift up. It has to stay in there. The ones that I did wrong, the comb, well, I didn't do them wrong, but the comb is lifting up a little bit, about 1/2 inch. You want it down to the scalp. You want a good foundation in there. When you get ready to do, an updo, some prom looks and stuff, sometimes on certain parts of the hair, you have to do that. Now what's going to happen, because I did the thermo curls with a split, normally it would have a split right there and it wouldn't close up. If it does that, I'm going to show you how to fix it so it doesn't do that. But if you back comb it down to the base, you really shouldn't have that split. All right? There's ways to take care of that, and if it doesn't have it, I'll show you how to fix it anyways. And there is a way to do it. So, all right. See you in a little bit. Okay, students. So, does it look like a Medusa? Kind of looks like a Medusa, doesn't it? And that's what you want it to look like. You want it to look like it's out, but you don't want to see little in and out. You'll know. If you do it where you have the little, where you feel it and it's not smooth all the way out, you'll know. You'll know that you were pulling that comb out and digging it back in. You can't do that, not to get this right. No, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to use again our bristle brush. Now these are bobby pins, and you've seen them, the bobby pins. All right, these are the bobby pins, and these are the hairpins. Doesn't matter what color they are, your learning procedure. This is the Gibson girl. Tomorrow what we're going to do is I'm going to take this Gibson girl and make it into a French twist. All right, the thing about putting curls in the hair is when you're finished, you actually have something that's called curl memory that you can do other things with. If the hair is perfectly straight, it makes it difficult to have a curl memory, although we've done the Gibson girl with perfectly straight hair, but I wanted you guys to get your, to do your thermal irons first. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this just with this part of the brush. Keep in mind, not this part of the brush, this part of the brush. I'm going to take it and I'm just gonna gently stroke it, and with my hand as well, just kind of bring it back to the, slightly past the apex. Do you see how smooth that is? The one thing that I want you to notice is we still have a little bit of a split right there. See that? Where the hair wants to split a little bit. This may be too dark for you to see, but if it's splitting, right now, don't worry about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and brush, gently brush, all this hair up to the crown. At this point, that's all I want. Is I want it to go to the crown, and you notice I'm just using that part of my brush, so I'm just gently bringing it out. The thing about the Gibson girl is it curves around and ends up at the crown. So I want to make sure my camera guy's getting this. So again, just that part of the brush. So everything, including the back, is coming up. Now it doesn't look like I'm going to have enough length, so that's going to be all right. That's where my hairpins are going to come in. So if this length doesn't reach to the crown, that's where my hairpins are going to come in. So everything is going up to the crown. Now here's the trick. Once I take the top to the crown, I'm going to slightly press it down, and then I'm going to push it. Let me show you, let me turn the mannequin around so you can see it. I'm going to bring this back, place my hand, that's why you've got to know where you're at, and push it in. Once I push that in, I'm then going to take the bobby. I am not going to put it in my mouth. You're going to take your index finger and you're going to open it up. You're going to take the bobby pin all the way to the scalp and place it across. See that? Hold that. Now what I'm going to do now, when I place the bobby pins on top of each other, I'm going to do something called crisscrossing. About like that though. Not in this form, but crisscrossing where they're coming out like this. Does it help when I put it up here? All right. So like that you can see it. It's like one is following the other. That's how you slightly crisscross. You want some of this hair to be out. So now I'm going to hold that and I'm going to lay it over that other bobby. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to come around in a circle. All right. So I'm going to take this, bringing it over, bringing it down a bit, opening up the bobby. If you do it with your teeth, it's very unsanitary for you to do that, and you're going to mess up your teeth. Eventually you do this enough. You don't want to do that. Okay, so everything you can see is going back to the crown. And I'm just laying those bobbies, or the bobby pins, crisscrossing them. I hope you can see that. Can you see that all right, cameraman? Or you can see it crisscross right there? Or is that too dark? It may be too dark, but you kind of crisscross them so it holds better. You do want to place the bobby all the way to the scalp though, not away from the scalp, to the scalp. And you can already see that Gibson girl coming in. See this? This is what the Gibson girl is about. Now we're going to clean all this up to where it looks a little nicer. All right, now I'm going to bring the other side over again to the center crown. And I want some of those little hairs to be sticking out. I want some of these little hairs to be out like this. I'm going to lay that on top and just crisscross that in there. So all the bobbies are just kind of held inside. You see it? And there's the crown. So I'm going to bring this over. And again, crisscross. And just place it in there real nice. I want those little hairs. All right, so now I'm going to come to the bottom. I may need to tilt her head down a bit. I don't want to do it too much because I want to be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this up. Everything is coming up to the crown. And if you have longer hair, you'll be able to feel the bobby pins in there as you do it. I'm going to keep bringing this up. And like I said, I know I'm going to run out of hair. And right here at the nape, we're not going to worry about that. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So all of that hair is going up to the crown. And press it in there, just like you're doing, almost like you've had your hair ponytailed up there. Okay, so you see those hairs trying to come down? this is where I now get my hairpins and place them. There you go. It holds it. Now watch this. See how that's coming down? Place my hairpins, and that holds it. You're going to be placing a little bit of hairspray on there so that it works. But all that hair is drawn up to the center. And if some of those come down, and of course you're going to have to use hairspray or whatever. If some of those come down or they look like they're coming down, now you could either take the hairpin and point it up, or you could take it, let the hairpin help you a little bit, and point the hairpin down. You're not going to stick it way in there to where it bends the hair. You're just controlling the hair to create that Gibson girl look. Now this is what I want to show you. Do you see that Gibson girl? That's what that is. I'm going to clean all this up, all these little splits, but that's what we want to see in the Gibson girl. Now, these little longer hairs that we've got at the center, because of the curl memory, we're going to make tiny little curls. And again, the tiny little curls are going to be held down with hairpins, as opposed to bobbies. The bobbies would be a little bit too strong, but you don't want to be able to, you want to use this hair to cover up all the bobby pins so that you can't see them. And that, you know, depending on length, if we had more length, we'd have more hair right there. Now, this is what I want to show you. This is where then you would get this comb, and you would just bring it up and use this tail. Bring it up and bring all of that together so that it's smooth. Do you see where that started trying to split? Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring it forward, and this is where you back comb the inside. If I back comb the outside, it won't work. I have to back comb the inside. And then again, I have to use hairpins to hold it up. But this is all a Gibson girl is about. And you would use hairspray. You're going to have to use hairspray. This is pretty clean. All right, so I want to clean this up right here. It's got a little bit of a movement to it. Bring this up. Everything comes into the Gibson girl. And the main thing that identifies a Gibson girl is this line. Everything goes to the center. Everything is in there. We're trying to lose some right there. That's where that just needs hairspray to stay up. But do you see that perfect round circle? That perfect round circle is what creates the Gibson girl. And it turns around to create that line. And you can also make it, if you want, a little flatter right there, and it'll go flatter. Do you see that? So therefore, that's why I said it kind of looks like a tire. Looks like you've got a tire on the head form right there. So that is your Gibson girl. All right, the smoother you make it, the better. Hairspray really helps. And one thing that you should do, cameraman, would you hand me my can of hairspray real quick if you don't mind? It's a silver can over there. Okay, I want to show you a trick that you can do with hairspray. A lot of people would spray the hair to get it to work. It's inside the, see it right there by the shampoo? There you go. Okay. A lot of people would spray the hair. Don't spray the hair just yet. You spray the hair when you're finished. Spray your brush and watch what happens. Stays back. Smooths it right out. See how smooth that is now? And that's all I did. Just a little spray on the brush. Because if you spray the hair, it's going to make the hair a little bit sticky. Now look at that back there. It will now stay up with a little bit of hairspray. All right? See the difference? That's coming down. That's staying up. Spray your brush, not the hair. You would spray the hair to make it stay when you're finished. So I'm just going to spray that brush right here. Get this hair to stay back. Very clean, very nice. You'll know when you need more spray on the brush because, see, like that, that starts coming down. A little bit of spray on the brush holds it up. So it works perfect. It's the little tricks of the trade that you do. If you have longer pieces of hair in here, you can put more little curls. But the one thing you want to make sure that you end up with a little bit of hair so that you can cover up the bobbies right there. But there's your Gibson girl. Nice and smooth, nothing to it. Everything goes to the crown. So you just have to take your time with it. All right? Now, cameraman, can I ask you how much time we have?
15
seconds or minutes?
minutes.
Okay. So what I want to show you, I'm going to take this down. I'm going to take this down right here. And I'm going to show you how to remove tangles. The biggest mistake that people do is they remove tangles from the scalp out, and you do not. You remove tangles from the ends in. That's the professional way to do it. And if you did this correctly, you'll be able to remove these tangles with your pick. You're not going to have all these knots and stuff. So I'm going to now, from the ends, travel in. From the ends, travel in. See them come right out? Now I have a little bit, and they will. They're going to snag a little bit. You just ratted that up. Teased it all up from the ends, and then travel in. And you never do this, okay? From the ends, you just take increments a little bit at a time. See it? From the ends up. So you take those out. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do a French twist. French twist, you have lots of options with a French twist. I'm going to leave the flat part out. I'm going to leave a little bit of from the center apex, tip of the ear to tip of the ear, I guess, is what we would call it. So let's take tip of the ear to tip of the ear out. We have time to do this, so I'm going to do it. So you're going to do two. You're going to show me back combing. You're going to show me the Gibson. Then you're going to show me the French twist. And I'm just using my brush to remove the tangles again, starting from the ends, traveling in. And I want some of the tangles in there. I don't want them all out. All right, so I'm going to take the hair now in this area, and I'm going to bring it to the center nape. Center nape, right here, right in the middle. Oops, let's not lose our mannequin here. So let me put this up a little bit so you can see it better. I'll make sure the cameraman can still see this. All right, so I'm bringing this out. This is the center nape right here, and on your mannequins you'll be able to see that because it'll have Kim, all right, and right in the middle of Kim, that's your center nape. All right, so I'm going to take a bobby, and I'm going to, again, straight up. And down to the scalp. Okay, and that bobby is straight up. Now, I'm going to attach to the top of that bobby and slightly crisscross it, but I'm also going to take it straight up so that I have a line with the bobby going straight up. I'm going to go up to the vertex with this. This is how you do a French twist. Everything is moved over, and I'm going to take it up to the vertex. And get a real close shot, cameraman, of those bobbies coming in real close if you can. Okay, when you get to the vertex, you see those bobbies crisscrossing. Then the last bobby, when you get to the vertex, which is where I'm at now, that one is going to come down to interlock with that. So that hair is being held right there. Right now, from the back of the ear, right here, because we took it, remember, tip of the ear to tip of the ear. Let me separate this a little bit. I'm going to now bring it over, and again, only using this part of the brush to keep it smooth. Now look at how I'm smoothing it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the hair. I want you to make sure you can see this. I'm going to, okay, let me turn this around. There you go. I'm going to take it, and I'm taking it to where the bobbies are. But I'm going to cover the bobbies, then I'm going to grab the hair and tuck it in. Now this is where I have the option. I can use hairpins, and I'll do that. Now your hairpin goes in straight. You lay it down and put it in. Come up. Or you can use a bobby. Open it up. Place it there. Lay it down. And what it's doing, that bobby is attaching to those vertical bobbies going up. So is the hairpin. And remember, we have curl memory here. See it? Now this is your French twist. Now I'm not able to really see that, but you don't want to see the bobbies or the hairpins when you do it. Straight up, lay it down, push it in. So they're not necessarily visible, so I'm trying to work this, but what you want to do is make sure that they're not visible into that. Okay? So straight up, lay it down. See it? And the last one, I am going to use a bobby because I'm going to be moving that hair quite a bit. Okay, so now there's pretty close to a French twist. You can see my bobbies a little bit, but now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hair. I want to make sure you can see this. I'm going to take this hair, combing it only, and this time I'm going to make a circle with it. Remember, I'm working off to the side of this, so it makes it just a little more difficult. I don't want that bump right there. I'm going to push that in. All right, I want that cleaned up, so I'm going to get my other comb. All right, so I'm getting my other comb. I'm bringing it over, making sure that those are all nice and even, and bringing that in. And I'm going to use, and when you see that, this is what you do. You're going to get your hairpin, kind of hold it in there, and that locks it in place. So you see that I'm taking it, getting my hairpins hooked up with my clippies there. Okay, so this has gone into what we call just a circle. All right, see it? It has become a circle in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, remember I have curl memory. So now what I want to do is I want to fancy this up a bit. I'm going to take this. Now I could have taken all of it and just moved it over. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to smooth it. Remember, I have curl memory. I'm going to smooth it. And I want it smooth, so I might spray a little bit of hairspray on my brush to make it do what I want it to do. And I'm going to create a little curl right there. I'm going to use a hairpin and hold that in. And see how that holds that in real nice? Now I'm going to take a little bit of a different curl now on this one, on this side. So I've got some hair left over here. See that hair? I've got some of that hair left over. So I'm going to split that up, and I'm going to take a little bit of a different curl now. Again, using my brush. and it's going to come forward as opposed to backward. Okay, let me get some hairpins. Okay, so it's going to come forward as opposed to backward. So now you see we've got a design coming in here. I want that to lay down so we don't have that split right there. So this is where your hairpins come in, and your hairpins help you comb it a little bit. All right? So now we're over to the other side. Let's do the same thing. This time, remember, it's folded over this way. So I think I'm going to take a little bit bigger section here, and I'm just going to make another curl and bring it in. Okay, see that? That's in there. So it's starting to dress this up a bit. If I wanted to, I could have also taken this. Remember, we have curl memory. So I could have taken a little portion of this and just left it down and then put the curl in there. So that curl memory is there for that little drop curl to be there. And place this one in the back. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to travel around again. So there's a variety of ways, a variety of things you can do with it to make it work. But the biggest thing is smooth it out. Just keep smoothing it. And then again, let that curl memory work for you. Okay, so you see those curls coming in, and it's creating an updo. I'm going to bring this up. And what do I want to do with this? Do I want to bring it forward? Do I want to take it back? I think I'm going to take it back and let this come down with the curl. Maybe, maybe not. Because that curl isn't bending exactly the way I want it to. But I'm going to put that other curl right there. I'm going to show it to you. There it is. We've got a variety of curls right in this area, held down, and now you're going to spray it. You're going to spray it so it stays in. Now we have a variable here. Do you see that opening? Okay, so this is where then we take this comb and we're going to lift this up to cover it. Again, spreading that hair out, bringing this together very carefully. You have to be very careful with it. And then I want you to see what happens when then now we spray it. Okay, we want to take care of this little split right here still. Bring that up and just put them together. There you go. Smooths that out. So do you see we have our French twist, we have our curls all around, and that's part of the curl memory. This is not, it's a simple thing to do. Now, if I had have not split this, all right, if I had have taken it and brought them over to the side, did the figure sixes over to the side, this would bend down and then create almost an S shaping. So when we get into rollers, when we get into more styling, this is where you're going to, you know, understand a little bit more about controlling the hair. But you can see that that's a decent updo. You could probably put some little flowers there if you want, some jewelry there if you want, any of that stuff. So there's your French twist. It's all tucked up in there. I don't like the fact, I mean, I'm sorry that you can see the pins, but you really, if you put them in there, you know, pushing them in. And then you want to get, of course, darker colored pins would have worked better. All right. So you want to match. That's why you have all those different colored bobbies, all those different colored hairpins, because you have different colored hair. But for now, as you're learning how to do this, you're practicing. For the first time that you do this, remember, it's not going to be easy. You're going to want to pull your own hair out. But you're learning how to back comb, you're learning how to pull the hair up, you're learning how to cushion, you're learning how to tease, and you're learning how to mat. All of that. And you learned how to do the French twist today and the Gibson girl. Now we're going to review this in class. So I want to make sure you guys watch this, watch what happened with it, and your back combing, if you don't do it right, it's not going to be smooth. So it's essential that you get it right. How are we for time? 1 minute? Okay. Okay, so we have 1 minute. I want to show this to you again. I'm going to take it real slow, so you can see it. I hope that the lighting is good enough for you to see. So I'm doing it, turning it slowly, and like I said, if you have your curls come down, that makes it nice. It gives it a little bit more. You could have curls coming, if she has bangs, another curl here if you want. Just a variety of stuff that you can do. We're going to learn how to do different types of curls in there. On the next one, I am going to be doing just an updo set. With this, I'm not going to curl it again because I've got plenty of curl memory to do it. So tomorrow we're going to be pulling everything up and then the curls are going to come down. So that'll be a different set for you to do. All right, students, good luck. I hope you get this. Be careful with the back combing and make sure you take it all the way down to the scalp. Take care. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.